Welcome back to Unranked Podcast. I'm coming to you all short, quick episode. We're gonna touch on Cade getting his first All-Star appearance. Very excited about that. Well deserved on his end. We'll talk a little bit about just the last week or so, how they've been doing, and some of the different teams they played, and then we'll also just kind of dive into the trade deadline. As of today, it's as of this podcast being recorded, it's February 5th, so they got about say what less than 12 hours or yeah, a little over 12 hours, give or take, to maybe make another move. They already made one move today. We'll dive in on that. But yeah, that being said, yeah, I'll kick it over to you. Just want to see your thoughts on Cade's first ever All-Star appearance.
Yeah, no, I would say I personally say well deserved. Obviously, you're weeding through some of the best players. Somebody's always going to get snobbed every single year. And I think that happens. And this year you can name your players. Last year you can name a handful of players. So it's always going to be tough. It's good to see somebody from the Pistons back in that game. And I think it's good just for him to overall be rewarded, for the fans to be know that he's cooking up enough to make an All-Star game. I think who else votes on it? The coaches outside of that, so they know who's causing havoc. We're winning games.
Hmm.
He's putting up 25, 9.5, and 7. I mean, those are all-star numbers. Those are all NBA numbers.
Absolutely.
Your team is fighting for, not just the playoffs, fighting for seeding within the playoffs, hovering around that fifth seed, sixth seed, fighting for real playoff spots. And I think that all of that comes into effect. And also people can just see how energized he makes this team. He makes the team run. It's night and day when he's on the court and off the court. And it's special to watch. And anybody can watch his games. And if you're not a basketball fan, if you don't appreciate his game, it truly is like that. You put the highlights on. He has a mix of old school game. Yet he can still shoot like some of the new guys. I think he's a great blend of all that. And I say all that to say he's just well rewarded. And I don't know how much tick he's going to get in those games. It's always weird for players like him, um, especially with his new format. And you know, I forgot how it's going. I think it's going to be like four
Yeah.
teams, and they're going
Yeah.
to and so a bunch of weird stuff.
Kenny.
So I don't even know how it's going to work out and how it's going to whether he'll get a lot of tick or not. But I think in general, bumping shoulders with the Kevin Durant, LeBron, Jokic type players is never going to be a bad thing.
Mhm.
In just additional rail rounding from that. So all of that saying, I think it's first of many.
For sure. Yeah, I think All-Star bids or they appearances kind of like Pro Bowl now. It's just like, you know, more for contracts, things like
Yeah.
that. Cause yeah, but I digress. No, I echo a lot of what you said. Well deserved. I'm glad. I think like the coaches and the media, like it kind of sounded like he was almost trending, like almost like in real time too, as to like, he made it over other players. For an example, like Trey Young, who kind of made us pay for it the other night, as to for him getting snubbed. They were on like an 8 game losing streak, and we were on like won like five out of our last seven, and he was playing like great. So like you said, well deserved. I'm looking forward to just seeing him, Sunday night. This first time I have a Piston, in an All-Star uniform since legit like 2018. So yeah, just ecstatic to see what he's gonna do when he's out there. Yeah, go ahead and shift gears here real quick. Um, talk about just the week that they had, overall. So I think as of the last time we recorded, they lost to the Pacers, beat the Mavericks, beat Chicago, lost to the Hawks in a heartbreaker. Just dropped a game tonight, last minute, even though it looked like they're about to be out of it. Um, yeah, what do you think? What your thoughts are as far as just let's say yeah, 2 and 3, 2 and 3, 3 and 3 last 6 games. Just give it above water. You can't really ask for more than that in my opinion this time of the year, given what we expectations we had prior to.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think overall, just keep that round 500. I think we're after tonight's loss, we're 25 and 26. Uh,
Hmm.
just keep right around that 500. Obviously, the whole team has been playing their ass off, so looking to go into that All-Star break. Everybody other than Cade can go ahead and get rested, and then look to rebound. Like you said, maybe potentially we'll be bringing in some new blood as far as trades for the next 15 hours or so here. So I think in general, I'm happy with the team, and I think um, just trending in the right direction overall. And I think you said it before that the latter half of our schedule seemed to be slightly more easier than the first half of our schedule. So, maybe we can make a little, we started out so hot in January, so we can put together another one of those runs, let's say in March, where, we put together 9-1, 8-2 stretch, really kind of buffer yourself again. Those are the
Yeah, in the mix.
and also what good teams do. You're going to falter, you're going to go, but then you're also going to hit your strides where you are really firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I agree with a lot of what you said. Just for the sake of time, I think hopefully we can. As this will kind of be our next topic that we'll touch on here briefly. Hopefully we can um, stay afloat, go on a nice little run like we did earlier in the season, stack a couple more wins, get a little bit more over 500. That'll help, especially too, like the play in. I mean, being around 500, that'll have you more of like a 5 or 6 seed nowadays, typically, anyways. So that'll be good for us just to, yeah, keep above water, and then kind of transition into more like the trade side of things that you already, started to touch on a little bit. We did get KJ Martin, it's a baby Kenyon Martin. Um, you know,
Yep.
we just kind of taking on his contract. We got some movable pieces. I think we need to go knock on LA's door and try to see what they're willing to ship over to, get some, a little more depth after the trade they had this week. But anybody in particular you can think of that you would just ideally like to have? I think for me at this point, it'd be great. I think we have the pieces to be able to get Alonzo Ball. I think that'll literally get us over the hump. Just wanted to kind of see your thoughts on somebody that you think we'd like to land.
Yeah. So, one thing I'll say about the KJ Martin is, wasn't too familiar with his game. I do watch Gil's
Oh, Gil's
podcast.
Arena.
And that's mostly how I'm familiar with him. But you sent me that little clip of him. He was punching it. He
Good lob
looks
threat.
lot of bounce, a lot of energy. And that's never a problem to have off the bench, to have just some energy. Looks like he plays the rim at both sides. But one thing
Hmm.
I don't know if you've seen this. Lonzo actually signed an extension like 30 minutes ago.
Where I go? Oh, there I go. But that would have been nice. I wonder how
Yeah,
they
he signed
been
it.
shopping him, and now he
I
about to
know.
slot.
I've been shopping them, and I thought we can get them. They were talking about a second round pick, but yeah,
They did trade Zach LaVine, so maybe
two
that.
year, 2 year, 20 million extension. So, but
Damn.
I agree. I thought a great. I think you're spot on with that. A guy to alleviate Cade from having the ball in his hands so much. Let him kind of play the
Hmm.
ball a little bit. A guy to come in second unit, as good as he is, not named Sasser. Sasser comes in and he's attacking. Now, sometimes we got to get some of those other guys involved. And I think that's mostly what I'm looking for. I honestly can't single out one player. I was leaning towards Lonzo Ball, like you said. But I think if we can, you know, I do think there's got to be another quality backup point guard somewhere out there. More pass first, just to kind of alleviate Cade, or some size.
Yeah,
Get some, you know, Walker Kessler or somebody along those lines, just to get some size in the middle. Those kind of
for
my
sure.
upgrades.
Yeah, no, I think another kind of like this is like a really like crazy like wish list one, and we're not even knowing we're not in the mix for him anymore. Brandon Ingram would be great. A little extra added scoring punch. That'd also be another ball handler, quote unquote, not exactly a point guard, but just somebody else that can like give Kate a break. We're gonna see. And I think honestly, like obviously we got all tomorrow, stuff can happen middle of the night and all that good stuff. But this might show how much they really think of Ivy.
Yep.
They think of, I'd love for us to get another guy just to kind of help keep the ship afloat, but not exactly sure the timeline around Ivy. But in due time, we'll see. Um, you will know next 12 hours they do make a move or not. And if they don't, hopefully we got enough to, keep the ship afloat and just keep around 500 and go on like nice little hot streak as we get into March, April.
I agree. I do think Ivy's that X factor we have coming back in. Our not even arguably our second best player,
Hmm.
walking 18, 5 and 5